Okay. So if you're cool with it, I'm just going to read it right off. Is that good with you?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. So yes, I finally did it. I started this year at 181 pounds. My goal was to get below 175 and keep it off for at least 3 months. I also want to lose 5% body fat. Today, I am proud to say I got down to 172 pounds by September, and I have kept my weight there ever since. I have also lost not 5% body fat, but 6. It was hard work, but it was worth it. Snacking all night and weekend eating was always my downfall with my weight. I knew that I had done it before, and I could certainly do it again. When I had lost my first 60 pounds a few years ago, it just took changing my mindset and doing little bits at a time. I started in January with the same mindset. That plus my workouts every day helped me get to where I am today. I feel stronger and healthier and couldn't be happier. I am also so glad I got turned onto working out. My gym time, whether it is at Planet Fitness or Synergy, is my meditation time in a way. It relaxes me, it distresses me, it also pushes me to do better. Without my passion for the gym and the personal attention from the Synergy trainers, I could have never made this transition in my life. Scott. Okay. That's beautiful. I love a bunch of those tidbits in there. If you don't mind, I'm going to share a couple of the points I really like.
No problem.
The first one is that doing little bits at a time. It's the old how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time type of
Mm-hmm.
approach. And that is what I find the best for long-term success, which you also had. So you know that it is doable because you have done it before. So it's great to have that perspective as well. Now, from knowing your story a little bit from what you had shared with Chris, so you had done working out a lot, and then you gained a little bit of the weight back. Is that right?
Yeah, that was due to the COVID hitting and like all the gyms shut down. And like when it first hit, I was doing workouts in my living room, like right after I would punch out from work because I was working from home.
Yep.
But that lasted like a month and a half maybe. And then it just wasn't the same as going to the gym. It wasn't motivating me. So then I started taking up running. So I would run for about, I mean, not like the whole way, but about 3 miles after work.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like I would put my headphones in and I would run for a song and walk for a song and run for a song and walk for a song because I'm not a
Yeah.
runner by any means. But I figured it's something, it gets me out of the house and, you know, it was something. But like I said, I'm not a runner. I'm more, I want to be in the gym and, you know, doing other things. So that didn't really stick very well either. So the weight just slowly gained back. I mean, I was still trying to eat healthy,
Mm-hmm.
but because of my inactivity, I gained, I think, 15 or so pounds. So I'm not really happy with where I was. And now I seem to be like stuck at that plateau. And I can't seem to get that little inch to like start losing again. You know, I'm still trying to eat healthy as I can. So I'm just kind of stuck.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So out of the strategy I laid out in the group, you write your vision story, check, you did it. Step 2, identify where you're at today, which you just shared now, including these 2 questions. What am I doing that helps me towards these goals, which you're committed to exercise. I'm not a big runner either, but I'm willing to do it in short little bouts when it it's kind of like a bubblegum fix to the overall fitness for me.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that same vibe. And so you're into the fitness, which does help a lot. And the second part of that question is, what am I doing now that is a challenge or roadblock to me accomplishing these goals? And I think you identified it. I don't remember if it was in the vision or you had shared it with me in a post that it's usually the nighttime snacking and the weekend eating.
Yeah, it's like after dinner, like an hour after dinner or so, I just start getting the munchies, and then like weekends, like my nutrition goes out the window on weekends. So because I'm usually doing something with my family and they typically go out to eat, and I try and choose like the best options possible, but it's not always, there. And so nutrition kind of goes out the window on the weekends.
Yes, this is all so common. Also, it's like, well, it first starts with like, I'm going to eat healthy every day except for Sunday. And then you're like, well, you know what? I'm gonna eat every healthy weekday, but not Saturday or Sunday because that's the weekend. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden Friday becomes the weekend and the weight gets stuck or goes back on.
Right.
Okay, so
Exactly.
the big part of the strategy, and we'll talk about the specifics here in a second, is that you identify the challenges that you're having. It could be nighttime eating, it could be weekend eating, it could be sleep, scheduling, whatever else. And I would advise you to spend some time and get a little bit bigger list than these two, but we can just dive into them
Right.
today, and then break them down into something you can work towards in 30 or 60 days. So instead of saying, "Hey, I'm going to be at 6% or drop 6% body fat at the end of the year," and then you weigh in at the end of the year and see where you're at. Of course, you want to
Right.
take the measurements and stick your head up every once in a while and say, "Where the heck am I at right now?" And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
that same approach needs to be taken to eating and to the exercise, which we really don't need to talk about that much because you already have that check mark. I assume doing some cardio and stuff at Planet Fitness, doing your trainer sessions at Synergy
Yeah.
sounds like it's checking all the boxes, so it's great. But the eating one is the one that we probably need to move forward to get you towards your goal. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Absolutely.
So which one, the nighttime eating or the weekend eating, will be an easier one for you to overcome, you think? 'Cause you had done them before and have some perspective on it.
Probably the nighttime one would be easiest for me to fix first.
Okay, and how did you fix it before?
Um, just getting sick of being, looking at myself. But um, I started changing like what I was eating. Like instead of
Yep.
like when I first lost my 60 pounds, like instead of grabbing the bag of chips and taking it next to me on the couch, I would put some in a bowl. And when that was done, I was done rather than having the whole bag there. So it was just little things like having a bite, yes, but don't eat the whole thing. Instead of having 4 slices of pizza, have one. At least
Mhm.
you're getting the taste, and then you're done with it. So little things like that. Still eating what I liked, but I just minimized how much of it I ate. I paid more attention to serving sizes and that type of thing.
Okay, great. So the best path to success, if you've already been there, is to reuse the one that got you in the first place. You already paved that road a little bit.
True.
So, and that worked for you, and that would all go in the category of let me see my question here. What am I doing now that helps me towards the goal, or what have I done before that have helped me towards the goals? Might be a better question for you.
Hmm.
So, what you want to do is find something you can do in the next week, 30 days, 45 days, and start there. The small bits that you already identified as important in your vision, and perhaps that is reuse my portion control strategies this month.
Hmm.
And you want to break it down into these little bits. So there's a psychological great feeling when you cross something off that you've done it.
Yeah.
So the smaller bits you can do, like maybe it's week by week. I'm going to use my portion control strategies this week. At the end of the week, you get to check that box. What we do, and can you see my screen? Can you see me, or are you just on your phone?
I'm just on my phone because I couldn't get the link to work at all.
Okay. It's probably my fault with technology.
Well, no,
it
said I needed to have a Google account, and I don't have a Google account.
Okay. Yes, I could have switched to Zoom then. I'm sorry. We use Google because it saves right to our emails. But anyways, I'll explain the visual to you. What we do is it sounds a little clunky to use kind of these creative visuals, but we found it works the best. We draw a picture of a little sailboat, and everything above it we write on blue post-it notes of things that we've done well: portion control, do my exercise. And that's kind of the wind in the sails that gets us from A to B. And below the boat, under the water, are the anchors that are holding us back: nighttime snacking and all that. You put those on red or orange post-its and put them down there. And
Gotcha.
each month you take one of those post-its that are the anchors, you say, this is the one I'm going to work on this month, and here's how I'm going to do it. And then you get to wad it up, throw it away, get a blue one, and move it up at the end of the month.
Nice.
And that little visual of just seeing the progress month to month and seeing things go from anchors to things that are positive has a great psychological effect to see progress. We want to know what we're doing works because it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And so
definitely,
I would recommend doing something like that. I love the separate post-its, and whether you do the boat or not, completely up to you. But I like the here are my challenges on Post-its. You take one, and that's why I don't like it on a sheet of paper, because I can actually pull one off and say, this is what I can solve within my willpower and my skill set this month, and I'll work on that one, and then I'll move it over. And that for you should be nighttime snacking for the first month, and then
Right.
maybe it's the weekend eating. It's by solving it, I don't mean stop doing it. I mean,
Right.
like you said, have a strategy that actually fits your life, but also fits your goals, and that could be portion
Right.
control, or weekend. You could come up with some weekend guidelines, like I will, allow myself to enjoy meals out with my families, but I'm not going to let it spill over to me sitting on the couch by myself eating bad food.
True.
And try to put up some barriers there.
Mm-hmm. I like the Post-it idea. That's a good idea.
I don't know why it is, but just moving Post-its and crossing things off or wadding them up and throwing, it feels so good.
Yep. But instead of a sailboat, I'm seeing a tree.
There you go.
And like the roots holding me down, and then the blossoming leaves, and that. So yeah. Oh yeah.
Go with it. Put
I
some
totally
more
see that happen.
fruit on the tree. I like the blossoming and fruit. That's a cool concept. Yeah, beautiful. So I would start filling in the Post-it notes, and I would spend some more time thinking on what have you done well before and adding them to the top up on the tree. And I would also think of other challenges that might come up or have caused some weight gain, or stress, sleep, anything like that. And just one at a time, try to solve them month by month as you move towards your goal.
Gotcha. Good ideas.
I appreciate that.
Ideas.
Yeah, and the actual metrics, since Project Zero we did, Scott.
Wait, you cut out there for a second. What was that? I heard Project Zero.
Have you used the InBody? Yeah, have you used the InBody that we used at the gym? Yes,
I have an appointment on Tuesday with Krista.
Okay.
At 5. She said, come in, do the InBody, and then just join in with the workout. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah.
Perfect.
So Tuesday I'll be there at 5.
Because we want those metrics.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think we're getting a little time delay on our call, so I will just leave with this tip that metric that you have, that InBody, will be great, and it'll just show you if things are working throughout the year. But also get a bunch of them in a row, so don't let them one InBody throw you off mentally. One, and or like, hey, I lost 3%, and now this time I only lost 1.25%. It needs to be a big picture over the course of the year. So Krista can hook you up with these on the house. Is just it's coming in and scanning every 6-8 weeks and just getting a perspective of where you're at and if the things you're doing are moving you towards the goals you want.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And again, I emphasize, because I've seen it so many times now where people are like, well, I'm up a pound. Well, you just had a glass of water, and that is 1 pound. And they just they become so obsessive with the metric that they lose track of all the great habits they build. So that's why I like the secondary way of working on the habits first, and just using that as a little glimpse. Every 8 weeks. As you become more fit, I only do it every 6 months or 12 months because I don't want to throw it off track. I just want to see, am I still within the realm? Like you said, you get down to this goal, and that's where you want to maintain. So
yeah,
I think that's a good mindset.
Yep. Cool.
Well, have you on the call, Scott. Anything else I can help with?
Not at the moment. It's good to finally get to talk to you. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, and I was honestly excited to meet you face to face, but now I like it actually more that I have to show up to meet you face to face. Man of mystery, I'm just talking to like a little phone symbol on my Google Meet.
Yeah. And I would have come to your house for that polar plunge thing, but I had to work that day. So yeah.
That's good to know. Some people have asked if you're doing it again.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan and Esther about it, and I really was interested, but I had to work that day, so it just wasn't possible. But I had thought about it, so
we will add some more adventures. It's part of the human experience, seeing what we do and feeling different things, and we'll do it again. And since you mentioned it, Scott, I'll ask you first on what days work before I schedule it.
Cool. Very cool.
All right, cool. Hey, have a great New Year's. If any questions come up after this, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. I really appreciate you being a part of the team, being willing to do this, Scott.
No problem. Thank you very much for picking me and letting me do this. So I'm honored. So thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. And enjoy your weekend, but not too much. Have a little bit of salad here and there, and
Exactly.
take step one already.
Yep.
Cool. Talk to you soon, Scott. Take care.
All right. You too. Thanks.